Illidan Stormrage is not a hero. He wasn't built to be. He's a weapon, a warning, a monster forged in the shadow of greater evils. And while the world called him a traitor, a villain, a failure, he was saving them the only way he knew how. Born into the Kaldorei Empire alongside his twin Malfurion, Illidan was marked from the start. Golden-eyed, ambitious, dangerous. Where Malfurion sought balance with nature, Illidan devoured arcane knowledge. He saw magic not as a risk, but as a tool. And when the Burning Legion arrived, he did what few others dared. He acted. Illidan used demonic power to close the Legion's portal, absorbing magic directly from the Well of Eternity. And for that, his people locked him away in darkness for 10,000 years. Illidan didn't betray Azeroth. He betrayed comfort. He betrayed the illusion that wars can be won without blood. When released during the Third War, he found a world already spiraling, and again chose action over approval. He consumed the Skull of Gul'dan to stop the Legion's advance. It turned him into something barely recognizable, a half-demon bound by fury and purpose. But it worked. He did what needed doing, and again, he was cast out. Illidan fled to Outland, broken but not done. There, he became Lord of the Black Temple, waging a shadow war against the Legion on his own terms. He built an army of Naga, Fell Orcs, Blood Elves, and the Illidari, those willing to sacrifice their souls to stop the apocalypse. To the outside world, it looked like madness. But in truth, Illidan was building a firewall around the universe. And when we, the players, arrived to stop him in the Burning Crusade, we never asked why he was there. We were told to kill him, so we did. His final words echoed through Azeroth. "You are not prepared." And we weren't, because Illidan was right. He saw what was coming, before Wrath, before Deathwing, before the Void even whispered our names. And instead of gratitude, we gave him a grave. Years later, when the Legion returned, so did Illidan. Not as a savior, not as a martyr, but as exactly what the world needed. A weapon that couldn't be controlled. He led the Illidari against the Burning Legion. He defied the light itself when it tried to overwrite his will. He destroyed a Naru rather than become a puppet of holiness. Illidan didn't want redemption, he wanted victory, and he got it. After Argus fell and Sargeras was finally bound by the Pantheon, Illidan made one final choice. He stayed behind. Not out of penance, not for glory, but because someone had to watch the jailer. While the Titans hold Sargeras in chains, Illidan holds the line. Alone, outside of time, beyond the stars. Illidan Stormrage walked the line between salvation and damnation every day of his life. He sacrificed his soul, his love, his name, not because it was noble, but because someone had to do the things no one else could live with. He used the enemy's fire to burn the enemy's gates. He made a weapon of himself and took the hatred that came with it. And in the end, we're alive because he was willing to be hated. He was never the villain they said he was, but he wasn't a hero either. Illidan is something rarer. The one who stood between the world and the abyss and didn't blink. There are stories that end in glory, and then there are stories like Illidan's, full of fire, judgment, and choices no one else was willing to make. If that's the kind of truth you're here for, subscribe to Crit Milk, because the ones who save us aren't always the ones we're prepared for.